Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Mac Attack XRP on Twitter posting this now. I know, we know this. There's a difference between Bitcoin and XRP. We know XRP is superior to Bitcoin. So why hasn't it taken off like Bitcoin? Well, Matt Hamilton, who's pretty level-headed, I gotta say. Matt's given us a pretty good explanation, and I mean, it's pretty straightforward here. This article outlines his stance, and I will link this in the description, but basically, I'm just gonna get to the nuts and bolts. He says, at that time, 11 years ago, no one understood anything about asset tokenization or decentralized exchanges. I guess I should preface by saying that Bitcoin, was the first one to be released, and then it was only a few years later that XRP was released. But, he was saying at that time in cryptocurrency, people were in it for different reasons. And now we're seeing use cases being developed. We're seeing, more utilitarian reasons and less anarchistic reasons, I guess, for using cryptocurrency. And so he said, no one understood anything about asset tokenization back then, which were available on the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger was ahead of its time. The developer concluded the second reason, according to Hamilton, is information attacks on XRP. So first reason, Bitcoin had first mover advantage. And of course, there was the FUD attacks, which are continuously happening today. First, fear, uncertainty, and doubt about XRP were stirred up by Bitcoin maximalists, and then the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, got involved. So that was around the time that Ripple got sued, but I mean, the silver lining out of that, FinCEN did classify XRP as a currency. And who would have thought that that minute aspect of the 2015 FinCEN scenario would result in, a government body concluding that XRP was in fact a currency. So two reasons why we have not seen XRP move. That's not saying that this is going to stay this way forever. Wanted to bring this up too. Jim Cramer is just not quitting. This from Kaleo here on Twitter. He just reiterated, Jim Cramer, his opinion on CNBC that he believes Bitcoin and crypto are being manipulated higher and he would not touch it. Well, I guess that means we should probably buy some Bitcoin, probably buy some other cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin right now trading at 22,900, and take a look at that chart. Looking very, very healthy. We're seeing what is looking like that bullish pennant pattern here. Moving to the upside, we've seen pretty much positive movement for Bitcoin since the beginning of the year. So that has all been fine and dandy. XRP here trading at about 40.5 cents, just over 40.5 cents. And even on the XRP chart, you can see these smaller bullish pennant patterns forming here. We're looking at higher volume bars over here. So a lot of positive buying pressure, it mixed in with some selling pressure. We're still not really up and out of the bear market fully, but we're getting there, guys. These are the initial signs of a bull market. And, I would argue that we have already begun the bull market, but, at the beginning, it's very difficult to tell. But when you have companies like SBI Holdings offering XRP as a shareholder benefit, or at least that they know that XRP is valuable to them. And why would they offer this to their shareholders unless they did think that XRP was valuable? So this news coming out of Japan, guys, Michael Branch posted this. SBI Holdings, a major Japanese financial services company, announced on Friday, so just yesterday, that its subsidiary Morningstar will continue to offer XRP as a shareholder benefit. The company's year-end rewards program will provide shareholders with XRP rewards of 2,500 Japanese yen, or $23, units per 100 shares owned as of March 31st, 2023. Interesting timing there. The exact amount of XRP offered will be determined based on the market price of XRP recorded on the aforementioned date. As of now, the cryptocurrency is changing hands at about 40 cents. So we have Morningstar here, a subsidiary of SBI Holdings, continuing to offer XRP as a benefit for their shareholders. SBI has been very active in promoting and fostering the XRP ecosystem. We know they do hold a stake in Ripple, so the benefit there is very obvious. And it's positive, right, to see this company decide, they could use the XRP for themselves, but decide to actually give their shareholders XRP as a reward benefit, something that we probably won't see in the United States, or at least not for a very, very long time. We got to get out of the quagmire that is the regulatory clarity. In Japan, we already do have the regulatory clarity. And so, it's in Japan now, other countries around the world as well. And soon we will likely see regulatory clarity for XRP and other cryptocurrencies in the coming months. I'm hoping 2023 is going to be a very good year. We're already seeing a bull run. I think these guys realize, okay, we got to get this sorted before this next bull run tops. Which could be, we could see the height of the bull market in a year or two. What we are seeing, though, is XRP utility, not just utility, but XRP transfers. So whales continuously moving large chunks of XRP. And so, I'm feeling like I'm talking about this day in, day out. I'm not going to go into this into more detail, just going to give you guys the highlights. Another staggering amount of XRP was transferred to unknown wallets. This time, guys, it was over 410 million coins. And I know, this sounds like a broken record, but these numbers continuously moving XRP, in some cases, it's wallets that we know, in other cases, unknown wallets. But another one courtesy of Michael Branch here that I just thought I would bring to your attention. We also got this, guys, from Monica Long of RippleX. Over half my professional career has been in crypto, and more importantly, at Ripple. I'm incredibly honored and ready to hit the ground running as president. So Monica Long is now the president, I believe that would be, of RippleX. Starting this year off on a high note, we are excited to share that longtime Rippler and GM, Monica Long, is now the president. Read more about her appointment here, and so you guys can read this if you are interested in reading this in more detail. Some more backstory regarding Monica Long and her tenure at Ripple, so nice story here. Anyway, I want to keep moving, guys, because I got a lot to talk about today. Brad Garlinghouse just giving his congratulations to Monica Long. There's a lot I could say about how singularly impactful Monica Long has been to Ripple's growth. For now, I'll just leave you with this. She is brilliant, strategic, and has the ability to pick up and learn more skills like no one I've ever seen before. So congrats to Monica Long. The XRP community obviously congratulating Monica as well. And I'm sending out my congratulations to Monica Long for achieving this new milestone at Ripple. Congratulations, Monica. But again, lots to cover today. So guys, I'm going to keep moving along here. Airwallix, which is a Ripple partner, goes for growth in Lithuania, motivated talent, and a forward-thinking regulator that has a leading financial technology platform. Airwallix cites among the reasons for establishing operations in Lithuania. After obtaining an electronic money institution license, or an EMI, from the Bank of Lithuania, the company set up an EMEA service hub, Airwallix Lithuania, in Vilnius in 2022. Today, Airwallix is looking to expand its local team to support future growth in Lithuania and across the region. Global fintech, Airwallix provides financial infrastructure for businesses to accept payments and more money internationally. The company's platform offers a streamlined and cost-efficient way to maintain everything from treasury and spend to embedded finance. So we know Airwallix obviously is doing really, really well with the RippleNet integration. They're one of those companies like the Novatis, and what was another one? Can't think of it off the top of my head. But the ones that, once they integrated with RippleNet technology, they really just kind of embraced it and hit the ground running with expansions, more partnerships, in some cases buyouts. Here's a quote: "Our Lithuanian entity provides clients with best-in-class FX, ultra-fast payments across the globe, and global accounts." This coming from their general manager. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. The general manager at Airwallix Lithuania, seeking to better support SME clients across the region. Airwallix also established a service center for the company's EMEA business in Lithuania in January of 2022, so just last year. Another quote down here: "As we continue to expand our presence in Lithuania, we will continue to announce new services and products to enable businesses of all sizes to accept, hold, and convert money." So big news here for Airwallix, and just a big move for Airwallix as well, moving to Lithuania and looking to grow in Lithuania. Gonna keep moving along, guys, because I saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf with regards to Ripple adoption, XRP Ledger adoption. More XRPL tokens are now being listed on Bitmart. So it doesn't have to do with XRP directly, but the token of one of the top projects on the XRP ledger, namely the Solo token, they were just listed on the Bitmart crypto exchange. And, I have a feeling as crypto grows, as we start to see more use cases, more demand is going to be needed, not just for XRP, but for all these other types of cryptocurrencies, namely the ones that are going to, they're going to be needed. The ones that are based on the XRP ledger, the ones that solve problems. And so here's just one example. The Cayman Islands-based exchange with trading volume in excess of 500 million is another centralized crypto platform, along with Huobi and Gate, that decided to launch trading of perhaps the most hyped token on the XRPL other than XRP. So Solo, another big token here. It's already open on the spot market, and just gives you some statistics here. Going to be used for NFTs, as described up here. One of the architects of the XRP ledger and current Ripple CTO, David Schwartz, has also expressed support for Sologenic. As a big NFT enthusiast, Schwartz exhibited his work on the Sologenic marketplace, saying it was pretty amazing. So David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, also using the XRPL for NFTs. And now Sologenic, another one of these cryptocurrencies getting off the ground. being utilized over the XRP ledger, now has a trading home at Bitmart for those who are going to need to purchase Sologenic. So, this is just one of the tokens that are going to be utilized over the XRPL. Interesting news here coming from XRP Crypto Wolf. Wanted to thank him for posting that. Now, in the United States, a bit tumultuous. The other day, Fox News did report on this scandal, a bit of a scandal here. Elizabeth Warren's scripted ploy to control crypto, and Eleanor Turret tweeted this out. Definitely don't want to put them in a tough spot. They have now been exposed. Elizabeth Warren sharing her questions with SEC Chair Gary Gensler and basically scripting his answers.
All right, a bombshell report tonight about how Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and her office coordinated testimony with the Security and Exchange Commission ahead of a Senate hearing. The Heritage Foundation Oversight Project, of which I'm associated, through a FOIA request, obtained emails from Warren's office to the office of Chairman Gary Gensler 2 days before his Senate testimony back in September of 2021. The email from Warren's economic policy advisor includes a list of questions. Get this, a list of questions that Senator Warren planned to ask, along with suggested answers for the chairman of the SEC. The advisor also wrote, quote, "Let me know if you're okay with the questions as currently written." 2 days later, she sent a follow-up, quote, "Let me know if it's looking like the chair has any issue with the framing of the questions. Definitely don't want to put him in a tough spot," end quote. And it appears the chairman didn't have any issue with these questions because Senator Warren asked almost verbatim from the email. Check this out.
Chair Gensler, advocates say crypto markets are all about financial inclusion, but the people who are most economically vulnerable are the ones who are most likely to have to withdraw their money the fastest when the market drops. Does this sound like the path to financial inclusion to you?
I really wanted to hear Gary's answer, and if it was similar to what we can see down here in this document that was recently discovered, wow, people are not happy about this, and for good reason. And apparently, Elizabeth Warren is running again. So who knows how she will do in the next election, or at least she plans to run again. This one from the Watcher Guru here on Twitter. He posted this article: Biden administration to establish cryptocurrency legal framework in the coming months. So. It's sounding positive, but, when you actually get into the nitty gritty, it actually isn't as good as it sounds, initially. So I'm not going to get into this. I will link this in the description of the video for you. Basically, there is a framework that is being extensively examined. They announced their intention to establish a cryptocurrency legal framework in the coming months. So that all sounds good. The post published through the White House noted the administration's development of the first ever framework for developing digital assets. But guys, if you go down here, here's what it said. The statement notes that the aforementioned framework identifies clear risks. Okay, so there's going to be risks addressing unnamed crypto companies that ignore applicable financial regulation and basic risk controls. So they don't name the companies, but they see they're isolating companies that are clearly bad actors in the space, according to the White House. Furthermore, the framework will address cybersecurity questions as well as cryptocurrency platforms that mislead consumers. Okay, so these are all things that could help the crypto industry. I mean, we don't want people to get scammed, have conflicts of interest, fail to make adequate disclosures, or commit outright fraud. Conversely, the administration makes clear the desire for congressional collaboration to maintain separation between cryptocurrencies and traditional financial systems. So here's what they want to do. They want to make a separation between the crypto space and the traditional sector, basically meaning that they do not want to modernize right away. They want to take their time, I guess, with this, stating it could be a grave mistake to enact legislation that reverses course and deepens the ties between cryptocurrency and the broader financial system. That, to me, should raise some alarm bells for government and for U.S. citizens, really, because it sounds like all they're doing is taking a look at the industry, and basically just kind of picking out the bad actors. It doesn't sound like they have any interest in the fintech and the actual problem solving that cryptocurrency can help administer. So, not so great. I mean, but are you surprised that we're in this situation? XRP Alliance along with many other people, posted this on Twitter. So I'm just seeing this. They're fixing to change the spot price on precious metals. Guys, check this out. Now, this is the debt clock, if you guys are not familiar with this. And take a look at this. This has now changed. This is basically a clock. Here, let me bring up the debt clock here. You can see in real time it is changing, and this has been around for years now. You can see the U.S. national debt, debt per citizen, all these different factors. All these different factors and figures, total local revenue, revenue per citizen. So, you can take a look at this, and this is an in-depth look at where American financials lie as of today, and it's updating in real time. But just recently, dollar to oil ratio, 0 per barrel, dollar to silver ratio, also $0 per ounce, and dollar to gold ratio, we also have a $0 per ounce ratio, and you guys can see in 1913 it was 28.52 per ounce, and silver was at $2.65 per ounce, and it cost $2.19 per barrel of oil. Now we're at 0, which doesn't really make sense because we do still have fiat currency, and we can still buy barrels of oil with the U.S. greenback, can we not? Kuchbix also pointing this out, WTF, and VS Kamiyama here tagged me in this as well. So I've been seeing a lot of people posting this, the ISO GOAT, game, set, and match. Why, oh why are we at $0 for silver, gold, and oil specifically and exclusively? All the other figures, I have the debt clock up here, all the other figures are fully intact and moving as per usual. So what the heck is going on here? Mr. McKay, XRP, posting this. Does anyone know what this means? Are they repricing oil, silver, and gold? Well, utility FTW down here saying, don't overthink it. The website is not connected to the government in any way. Could be a number of reasons. It could be a glitch. It could be many things. Reasons for the zeros, least of which involves an unannounced plan to change. So, he's just saying, guys, it's a glitch, similar to what we see on crypto exchanges when we see XRP go up to $9,300 per coin, right? A glitch, right? But it does get us thinking. Why are we seeing this now? And why has nobody seen this in the past? Is there something changing? Should we be alarmed at all? Well, looking at broader news in the global landscape, we know El Salvador is moving to Bitcoin. This is no secret. This has now been in the works for over a year, about a year and a half now. Spend the Bits is set to expand in El Salvador. So they are actually going to be using the Spend the Bits wallet, or Spend the Bits has entered the El Salvadorian market here. Here's just a tweet from Crypto Eddie demonstrating how Spend the Bits is entering the El Salvadorian market. This on the heels of El Salvador closer to realizing their dream of creating the Bitcoin city. So get this, guys. The Latin American country of El Salvador is closer to realizing its dream of creating the Bitcoin city. As per reports, crypto exchange Bitfinex will issue the country's long-awaited Volcano tokens this year in 2023. The Volcano token is basically a Bitcoin bond issued using blockchain technology and will trade on the Bitfinex exchange. Paulo Arduino, the chief technology officer of Bitfinex, said that he sees sufficient demand for the proposed $1 billion Bitcoin bond for El Salvador. Last month in December, El Salvador passed its controversial digital assets law. Under this law, the country would need to create a digital securities regulator and also draft the prospectus for potential investors of the $1 billion bond. So El Salvador, despite the criticism from the IMF and the World Bank, they're saying, no, we're moving along with Bitcoin. So, how does this relate to the US dollar? Well, on the surface, it really doesn't, but it is another factor of where the world is moving, guys. This just came out too a couple of days ago. Russian FM says the BRICS group is also considering now their own common currency. Now, we know the BRICS group has been working together, namely Russia and China, to create their own version of SWIFT. Well, now we're hearing about this. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Wednesday that Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa, the BRICS countries, will discuss creating a common currency at the group's forthcoming summit this August in South Africa. Serious, self-respecting countries are well aware of what's at stake here. They see the incompetence of the masters of the current international monetary system and financial system and want to create their own mechanisms to ensure sustainable development. It is in this direction that the initiatives that have been voiced recently about the need to think about creating our own currencies within the framework of BRICS. So it's not just Brazil and Argentina now looking to create their own currency. It's not just Russia saying, hey, look, maybe we'll trade with a gold-backed ruble. It's not just China creating the digital yuan. Now it's the entire BRICS organization looking to create a common currency for trade. The minister added that Russia and Angola have a firm intention to develop cooperation in all areas despite illegal Western pressure. And note how they put illegal in quotes here because they just don't give a shit anymore. Lavrov said the West uses the same colonial methods with which it exploits developing continents and continues using them to plunder foreign countries and use resources of global importance to its advantage. All this to say, guys, that US dollar dominance is going down. So is this of any surprise to you? Or, could it be a glitch? Maybe it's just a glitch. Wall Street Silver here also posting this. US paid $853 billion in interest for $32 trillion in debt in 2022. More than the defense budget in 2023. If the Fed keeps rates at these levels or higher, we will be at $1.2 to about $1.5 trillion in interest paid on these debts. The US government collects about $4.9 trillion in taxes. The economics are just not making sense. Let me remind you of this article that came out last week, and I talked about it as well last week. Yellen says Treasury is taking extraordinary measures to avoid default as U.S. hits their debt limit. And some of the key points here, the Treasury Department started taking extraordinary measures to pay federal government bills as the U.S. hit its debt limit on Thursday. That would be January the 19th. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said. Yellen is pushing Congress to pass a bill to lift the country's $31.4 trillion debt limit and expects the Treasury can keep paying its bills till at least June. But then, guys, what happens after June? A financial reset? Dare I suggest the uber hyperinflation of the US dollar to a point where it becomes so worthless that we can't even really buy gold, silver, or oil, or, there's no real point in denominating these items in US dollars. Even just taking a look at the DXY as well, the US dollar currency index, we basically peaked in September of 22 last year, and we have been seeing a decline ever since. We've been holding support over here, but global currencies are gaining strength against the US dollar. Is this also maybe a sign of where interest rates are going? I don't know. That's what's logical, but who knows why this is happening? I even took it upon myself. I thought to myself, okay, what were these numbers at before? So what I did was I copied the URL here and went to the Wayback Machine and posted that, decided to browse the history of the usdebtclock.org. And here it brings up some history, okay, of this website from between December of 2008 to present day. Now, I just took a random year here, 2019, before the beer flu, and I just took a random day here, June the 7th. And let's just take the first snapshot here. And I didn't think this thing was actually going to populate in real time, but as you guys can see here, it is. And the debt was counting up from way back in June of 2019. You guys can see today's is at 31 trillion? 31 trillion. And back in June of 2019 was at 22.3 trillion. Sure enough, looking over here, guys, dollar to oil ratio was at 15.83 per barrel. Dollar to silver was at 592 per ounce. And dollar to gold was at 4,825 per ounce. Very different than what we are seeing today. Which also gets me thinking about what we saw last week on January the 24th, breaking Doomsday Clock set to 90 seconds to midnight. I don't know if you guys caught this. I'll leave this clip in the description. Basically, they were unveiling the latest change to the Doomsday Clock, 90 seconds to midnight. And if you do believe in the theories that the world's biggest bankers rule the world, well, maybe this one's for you. The Economist from back in June of 2020. Okay, now The Economist, owned by the Rothschilds family, the biggest banking family on planet Earth. And in June of 2020, they were asking what would the next catastrophe be? Well, this one from Michael Letts here on Twitter, The Economist, the next catastrophe from June 27th, 2020. If you zoom in on the clock, it appears to be where the Doomsday Clock was just reset, 90 seconds before midnight. From the magazine, again, June 27th, 2020. And then he writes here to February the 12th, 2023. Is 2 years, 230 days. Is the next catastrophe in the Phoenix area? Guys, take a look at that clock. Very, very close, 90 seconds to midnight. So is the next catastrophe in the Phoenix area? Are we about to see the Phoenix rise from the ashes from a hyperinflated US dollar? And when will we start to see XRP doing what it's supposed to be doing, moving all that money? That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.